Namaskar and welcome to FYBSc student friends. We are discussing the unit number first from the plant ecology, that is ecological factors and adaptations. In previous lecture we have discussed the ecological adaptations of the plants. In today's lecture we will discuss the characteristics of the different plant communities. So let us see one by one what are the different characteristics of plant communities. Molecules, cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organism, populations, communities, ecosystems and biosphere. The diagram simply shows the development of the entire nature. Basic development of any organism starts from the cell. Cell further develops and turns into an organism. The organism is a common term used as a living entity. The organism may be called as the plant, animal or microbes. The organism is further nomenclatured as a species depending on its characters. If the conditions are favorable, the species reproduce and increase in number. Due to increase in number, they occupy larger spaces and they need more food. These groups of organisms of the same species occupying similar space and consuming common food resource called as populations. The structure of population is very simple and easy to manage, but in nature no any organism can live or survive in isolated form. Hence, these populations come in contact with other populations for various reasons like food, shelter, water, etc. These populations interact with each other for their needs and form a group. The groups of populations living together occupying the similar area sharing the common natural resources are called as the communities. These populations interact with each other for a long period and develop an association called ecosystem or a separate biotic component called as the community. Many definitions are suggested for a community as a natural assemblage of plants, animals and microorganisms inhabiting a given habitat. Clarke defined community as a group of mutually adjusted plants and animals inhabiting a natural area. The study of communities in relation to habitats is known as community ecology or synecology. While living together, they share a common habitat, influence each other directly or indirectly, and reach a survival level within a gradient energy. If this process continues for many years, they develop a climax community. Hence, community become complicated than population. On the basis of species composition, topography, available energy and influence on each other, every community develops some characters. These are called as community characters. Now we will see the general characteristics of the community. First characteristic is community diversity. It is the diversity or number of organisms in a community. It is also called as the biodiversity. If it is in relation to plants, it is called as floristic composition. Here in this slide, you can see on the left side the floristic composition. And if it is related to animals, it is called as the faunal diversity. As the community is made of different species like plants, animals and microbes, it shows diversity in its composition. If it gives the basic information about the community. It is the fundamental character of community. It indicates the positive or negative interaction between species and the environment. The young or disturbed community shows less diversity as compared to the old and stable community, which shows rich diversity. The stable and old communities can survive in adverse condition for a long time. They have a strong inter-repair mechanism. The community diversity can be measured at various levels depending upon the size and species composition. These are termed as the alpha, beta and gamma diversity. In this particular third picture on the right side, you can see the alpha, beta and gamma diversity. So the values of these parameters are used for understanding the biotic disturbance, state of succession and stability of the community. अर्थातच एखादं जंगल किंवा मनुष्यवस्ती या दोन्हीपैकी जितकी जुनी कम्युनिटी असते, जितकी जुनी बायोडायव्हर्सिटी असते किंवा झाडं असतात एखाद्या जंगलांमध्ये, जितकी जुनं तितकी स्टेबल तितकी तिथली कम्युनिटी असते. आणि या कम्युनिटी मधली जी काही विविधता आहे तर ती समजून घेण्यासाठी किंवा त्या पर्टिक्युलर विविधतेमधून आपल्याला काय समजतं तर त्या कम्युनिटीमध्ये असणाऱ्या जैविक घटकांमध्ये काही डिस्टर्बन्सेस आहेत का, किंवा त्यांचे सक्सेशनचा स्टेट किंवा सक्सेशनची लेवल काय आहे, किंवा ती कम्युनिटी कितपत स्थिर आहे, या प्रकारच्या गोष्टी कम्युनिटी डायव्हर्सिटीचा अभ्यास करत असताना आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात. आता ही जी काही कम्युनिटी डायव्हर्सिटी आहे तर तिच्यामध्ये ती 3 प्रकारामध्ये मोडते. तर ती आपण बघूया. तर ते 3 प्रकार कोणते, तर alpha diversity. First, the alpha diversity. In this particular picture on the right side you can see the 3 different diversity. The first one is the alpha diversity. It is the number of species in a given area. Here this is the alpha diversity, which is called, it is the number of species in a given area. The number and the area is smaller with similar geographical setup. It may be limited to a single community. Here you can see the single community of species. It is referred as the local diversity. ह्या पर्टिक्युलर अल्फा डायव्हर्सिटीला लोकल डायव्हर्सिटी असं सुद्धा म्हटलं जातं. Then the second type of diversity is beta diversity. Here you can see the beta diversity. It is greater than the alpha diversity. ही alpha diversity पेक्षा मोठी diversity असते. In case of species number and area. Here you can see the beta diversity is marked with this length. The area may be bigger and number of communities are more. This is referred as regional biodiversity. Then the third type, that is gamma diversity. Here you can see the entire gamma diversity. It is greater than beta diversity in case of species number and area. It gives an idea of number of species from all communities known from all range of environments. This is referred at higher level like nation and the continent. Community show greater diversity if it contains several species with equal to abundance. तर ही गॅमा डायव्हर्सिटी जी आहे तर ती एखाद्या राष्ट्रापुरती राष्ट्रात किंवा एखाद्या खंडामध्ये सुद्धा विभागलेली असते. Then the alpha and beta diversity values between the community can be calculated by a simple method. Alpha diversity is supposed as absolute real diversity and beta diversity is supposed as the change or replacement of the taxon component between the community. Now this particular diversity is calculated with the help of Jaccard's index of similarity between two communities, that is alpha diversity, which can be calculated with the help of this particular formula. Here you can see the formula. We will discuss now this particular formula. And the 1 minus Jaccard's index of similarity is considered as beta diversity, which is given by this particular thing is given by Whittaker in 1972 and Magurran in 1988. So the formula is given as below. So Jxy is equal to C upon A plus B minus C. So in this particular formula, the C is number of species found in both the communities, common species which are found. Then the A is for number of species found in the community, that is X, and B number of species found in community Y. The index has been designed to equal 1 in case of complete similarity and 0 if the community have no species, genera or families in common, that is total dissimilarity. म्हणजेच काय की जी डायव्हर्सिटी आहे तर ती डायव्हर्सिटी स्टडी करण्यासाठी आपल्याला आधी सिमिलॅरिटी किती आहे आणि डिसिमिलॅरिटी किती आहे हे आपल्याला जाणून घेतलं पाहिजे. त्यासाठी आपण जॅकार्ड्स इंडेक्स ऑफ सिमिलॅरिटी बिटवीन टू कम्युनिटीज विल हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट for the community diversity study. Okay, so this is all about the first characteristic, community diversity. The second characteristic is community dominance. So all we know the law of nature by Charles Darwin. Fittest will survive is the law of nature. Fit and healthy species not only survive, but if the conditions are favorable, they will develop fastly. These sturdy and stout species dominate the whole community in short time. They increase their number, their biomass, and cover the larger areas. Due to this, certain communities are named after the dominant species as the grassland community, forest community, desert community, mangrove community, etc. Dominant species are responsible to increase the productivity of that particular community. So this is the particular characteristic of community dominance. The third characteristic of community is stratification or different growth forms. Community is an assemblage of number of species. Every species has its own physical appearance with respect to height, weight, cover, basal area, etc. The study of vegetation with respect to their physical characters is called as physiognomy. The classification of plants species with respect to their height and relation with soil is known as stratification. This stratification may be vertical or horizontal. The plants show diversified height and size and called as the trees, shrubs, herbs, climbers, creepers, twiners, etc. Roncaer in 1934 classified the plants into 5 broad groups based on the position of perinating birds on plants and the degree of their protection during adverse conditions. These are phanerophytes, chamaeophytes, hemicryptophytes, cryptophytes or geophytes and therophytes. Regarding these particular different life forms, we will discuss at the end of this particular presentation. The details of these life forms are given in a separate points. So, the horizontal distribution of plant communities are of 3 different types. Here in this particular slide, on the left right top side, we can see the horizontal distribution of the plant communities, that is clumped, uniform and random distribution. Random म्हणजे कसंही विखुरलेलं किंवा ज्या पर्टिक्युलर डिस्ट्रीब्युशनला एक एकसंधता नाहीये किंवा त्यानंतर युनिफॉर्म जे आहे तर ते एकसारखं एकसंध असलेलं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन असतं. त्यानंतर क्लम्प्ड म्हणजे जागोजागी एकत्र झालेलं अशा प्रकारचे हॉरिझॉन्टल डिस्ट्रीब्युशन, दिस पर्टिक्युलर हॉरिझॉन्टल डिस्ट्रीब्युशन. while in the pond or a lake 3 horizontal zones are seen. These are here in this picture on the lower side, lower right side, you can see the 3 different zones in the lake or pond. We can see this particular littoral zone, then sublittoral zone and profundal zone. So this is all about the different growth forms or stratification of the community. The fourth property of the community is community interdependence or the coexistence. So let us see what is this particular community interdependence or coexistence. All the species in particular community are depend on each other for one or more reasons. Due to interdependence, the interaction between the species become strong. The dependence of two species is for various purposes like food, shelter and reproduction. The example of this interdependence is seen in this particular food web. What is the picture seen in this particular slide on the left side, left top side, in which from that we can discuss that herbivorous animals depends on the plants for their food. That means for the energy they depend on the plants, while the carnivorous animals depends on herbivorous animals for their food. Mosses and orchids depend on big trees for their shelter. Flowering plants depends on insects for the process of pollination. In general, the plants and animals cannot survive without each other. The interdependence in a community is also referred as coexistence or coexistence of two species in a community is of many types. it may be positive or negative, and sometimes neutral. The interdependence may be between two individuals of the same species, that means the intraspecific, or of different species, that means the interspecific. Clark in 1954 given two terms for such interaction as symbiosis, antagonism. These two terms given by Clark, while the Odum in 1971 termed them as positive and negative interactions. Now, while the Burkholder in 1952 has elaborated this interaction between the two populations of two species as A and B. According to him, this interaction can be explained theoretically by using the signs like 0, plus, and minus as below. That means the Burkholder's biotic categories are in which 0 is having meaning no significant interaction between species A and species B, while the positive means derivation of benefit in respect to survival and growth, while the negative means inhibition of growth and threat to the सर्वायवल. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये निगेटिव्ह जे आहे तर त्यामध्ये दुसऱ्या पॉप्युलेशनची और दुसऱ्या स्पीसीची ग्रोथ जी आहे ही इनहिबिट केली जाते किंवा ती होऊ दिली जात नाही, म्हणजेच ह्या दुसऱ्या स्पीसीजला जगण्यासाठी धोका आहे. तर पॉझिटिव्ह जी काही कॅटेगरी आहे तर तिच्यामध्ये derivation of benefit in respect to survival and growth, म्हणजे जगण्यासाठी आणि वाढीसाठी पूरक अशा प्रकारची ही पॉझिटिव्ह इंटरॅक्शन आहे. while the zero or this particular category जी आहे तर तिच्यामध्ये काही महत्त्वाच्या अशा इंटरॅक्शन होत नाहीत. तर त्याप्रमाणे आपण ह्या एक टेबल दिलेला आहे ह्या स्लाइड मध्ये, तर त्या स्लाइड आपण हे टेबल थोडंसं डिस्कस करूया. दिस पर्टिक्युलर टेबल shows that the species A and species B having the interaction, species A and species B, the interaction is 0, positive or negative. On that basis, types of interactions are mentioned by Burkholder. Then nature of what type of interaction in between these species A and B occurs. So we will see the one by one. First interaction is first type of interaction is neutralism, in which there is no significant interaction seen, the 0,0. See the 0,0 in which none of the population is get affected. यामध्ये कुठल्याही एक पॉप्युलेशनचा एकमेकावर इफेक्ट जो आहे किंवा परिणाम जो आहे हा होत नाही. The second category, competition, that means the direct interference type, in which the species A and species B having the inhibition of growth and threat to the survival. That means the negative interaction is occur in this particular competition and direct inhibition of each species by the other. म्हणजे ग्रोथ किंवा डेव्हलपमेंट जी आहे ही डायरेक्टली एका स्पीसीजची दुसऱ्या स्पीसीज वरती ह्याचा निगेटिव्ह इम्पॅक्ट होतो. The another category, that is competition resource use type, in which again the negative interaction occurs in between the species. Indirect inhibition when common resource is in short supply. Then the species A having negative interaction, species B having zero interaction, that means amensalism. which in which the population A inhibited whereas population B remains unaffected. Fourth category, that is fourth type of interaction is in which A species having positive interaction while B species having negative interaction. That means पॅरासिटिझम म्हणजे परजीवी जे आहे, आपण अडॅप्टेशन्स मध्ये हा प्रकार बघितलेला आहे पॅरासिटिझमचा. सो इन विच द पॉप्युलेशन ए इज बेनिफिटेड अँड बी इज हार्मड. म्हणजे ए स्पीसीज जी आहे ही फायदेशीर ठरते आणि बी स्पीसीज जी आहे ती तिला धोका होतो किंवा नुकसान होतं. थोडक्यात स्पीसीज ए इज कॉल्ड ॲज पॅरासाइट अँड बी ॲज होस्ट. The loser is larger than the gainer. पॅरासिटिझम मध्ये आपण एक्झाम्पल्स बरेच बघितलेले आहेत. The example of parasitism is Cuscuta. Then the sixth category is the in which species A is having negative interaction while species B having positive interaction. That means predation. that म्हणजेच परभक्षी ज्या काही वनस्पती आहेत तर त्यांचे आपण इथे उदाहरण घेऊ शकतो. हिअर ऑल्सो वन पॉप्युलेशन इज बेनिफिटेड ॲट द कॉस्ट ऑफ द अदर. द लूजर इज कॉल्ड एज द प्रे ए अँड gainer as the predator. The gainer is larger than the loser. Here again you can see the difference between predation and parasitism. म्हणजे परजीवी आणि परभक्षी यामध्ये फरक आहे. तर then the another category, that is having species A is having positive interaction and species B having no interaction, that is commensalism. One population is benefited, that means the A population is having the positive interaction, so it get benefited. It is called commensal. The other population B remains unaffected, it is called the host. Then the another category, that is in which species A and species B both having the positive interaction, it is called proto-cooperation. The interaction is favorable to both the partners, but it is no obligatory or no compulsion is occur. कोणत्याही प्रकारची सक्ती या दोन्ही स्पीसीज मध्ये प्रोटोकॉपरेशन मध्ये बाळगली जात नाही किंवा अनिवार्य ठरत नाही. जी काही इंटरॅक्शन आहे ती दोघांनाही फायदेशीर असते, पण ती इंटरॅक्शन कंपल्सरी नसते. देन द लास्ट कॅटेगरी, दॅट इज म्युच्युअलिझम, इन विच द both the species having positive interaction. That means it is an obligatory interaction affecting both the populations favorably. That means the mutualism in which ही जी काही कॅटेगरी आहे म्युच्युअलिझम, ह्याच्यामध्ये दोघांची इंटरॅक्शन जी आहे ही कंपल्सरी असते आणि दोघांनाही ह्याच्यामधून फायदा होतो. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस पर्टिक्युलर community interdependence or coexistence, one of the interesting characteristic of the community. The fifth characteristic of community is community periodicity, which is referred to as the rhythmic activity of an organism for the food, shelter and reproduction. The periodicity of a community is correlated to the seasonal changes, day and night, lunar rhythms and the inherent properties of the animals. A community is an assemblage of many species. The breeding season of different species vary with seasons. Variation in the temperature and light causes the migration, estivation and hibernation. These processes may disturb the community setup for a short duration or maybe for the longer duration. The daily periodicity is due to day and night. The photosynthesis and opening of flower are daily periodicities in the plants. So these are the some examples that photosynthesis and opening of flowering and of flowers are the daily periodicities in the plants. Then the sixth characteristic is ecotone or the age effect. So let us see what is this ecotone or age effect. Many times two adjoining communities are very close to each other. Here in this particular left side diagram we can see the encircle, the circle, two circles interact with each other or mixed with each other, the in which the species are grown, which are indicated by different shapes: square, triangle, circle. These are the different species which are shown in these two different communities, which are very close to each other. Due to this, an intermediate zone is created in between the two communities. Here we can see this particular zone is the intermediate zone between two communities. This zone is called the ecotone. The ecotone shows special characters. It shows the representative of both the adjoining communities. Here we can see the species which are growing in this ecotone or intermediate zone are representative of both the communities. The ecotone development is due to various reasons like migration, environmental factors, etc. Ecotone show greater species diversity. The phenomenon of increased variety and density of plant at the community junction is called the age effect. This is the particular age effect which is intermediate between the two communities. Ecotone may develop special habitats for the species which are not suitable for separate communities. Common ecotones are a border between forest and grassland and banks of the stream and an estuary. The size of ecotone is variable. And in the another diagram we can see, due to this particular ecotone, what the animals get harmed in this particular ecotone region. This is the area where the tree species are grown, and the another area where the grassland is there, in which for the deer this particular area is one community, and this particular another area is another community, and this is the intermediate zone in between. But in grassland these particular deer get food but no protection, while the community where the tree species are there, they having protection but no food available in this particular community. So this particular ecotone is having for the animals, this is one of the negative effect also. So this is all about the ecotone or age effect. Maybe in this particular ecotone or age effect, the diversity is more, but from the animal point of view, this may be harmful, or this may be having the another point of view. There are many angles to see these particular characteristics. So this is all about the this is all for the entire lecture. In next lecture we will see the remaining property or remaining characteristic of the community, plant community, that is ecological niche.